Australia won't put this out, are not happy at all with what UBS has done with the takeover of Credit Suisse, with the help of the National Bank of Switzerland, the Swiss National Bank, because they weren't prepared to put their hand in their pocket to help out the Swiss nationals when their pension fund was empty. And yet 15 minutes it took them to decide to help Credit Suisse out. And this is the reality. And what they've done is they've just plugged a little hole. Just so that you know, the assets that are now held with the UBS and Credit Suisse represent the grand total of 0.03 of 1% of their position. So, just as an example, if you had £1 million in the bank with them, you'd get 30 grand back if you were lucky and you waited long enough to get it. And then when you take the admin costs out of it, it would be considerably less. So this is, if that doesn't wake people up to taking control of their destiny, their financial state, then nothing will. And I've said it 2 or 3 times in the last 4 or 5 days. I chose to take my money out of the banking system 3 years ago. I would rather be 3 years early than 1 day late.
We've always said, Adam, is get on the train before it leaves the flipping station. That's what we've always said, isn't it?
Even the independent financial experts are actually saying on mainstream that this is just literally a stopgap and that there's more pain to come. Now, they're even saying that now, Charlie.
Yeah. No, I've been saying it for 3 years. They're going to shut down the world's economy for a global financial reset. That was my line 3 years ago. And this is the process of shutting down the world's economy, shutting down the banking system, and it is being done on purpose. This is why our conversation this morning is so important. It depends on you as a person. Some people out there won't want to take control of their destiny, won't want to take responsibility because they've lived in a generation where you've taken no responsibility for anything. So it's alien to you.
I understand it to some degree. Some people are so fearful that they're paralysed.
I hear that, but look, we woke up. Other people have woken up. I mean, how much more information needs to go out there?
I don't think it's information. I don't think it is
information. Banks are collapsing in front of their very eyes. So it's not hearsay. It's really happened, and yet they are turning away from truth. So at the end, they will only have themselves to blame.
I think, do you know, me and James were talking about this, and the fact that in the mainstream media, they give you the information, which is all fear, paralyzes people. I think it's an absolute outcry that they never give you a solution. There's never anything, here's what's happening, and here's what you can do. It's always just, things are going bad, things are getting worse, it's worse than we thought, and then they switch to something else, and then they switch back. So people just, they can't even grasp one idea and think, okay, let me see what I can do about that. Give me some information, give me some insight, give me some action steps. And I think that's where we've always said we want to give people, here's what's happening, and here's what you can do about it. Because otherwise, you are paralysed. You know, I can totally understand why people do feel like that. Again, we've always said you've got to take responsibility, and good, bad and ugly, you have to take it all on. But there are things you can do, and it's not that difficult. Once you kind of get your head out of that paralysed mentality and out of that state.
So that happened to me at the age of 23, coming out of the religious cult. I was paralysed mentally. That's why God chose me for this journey, because I've been through that process of knowing what brainwashing, indoctrination is all about. It does take time. It does take time. And with my lifestyle, etc., for the first few years, I was all over the place. I didn't know who to trust. And I didn't have the advantages that we have today of many people out there who are willing to help people through.
There is. Makes a huge difference.
It's all about just taking the first step. I realised this many years ago. You don't have to see the whole journey and allow that to stop you. Just take the first step, and then bit by bit, just keep heading in the right direction, and eventually you'll get there. Just take the first step.
But we're running out of time. The thing is, Charlie, when you look back at the time to work that through, people now facing this, that there isn't years to get to that point. I mean, it's falling down around us now.
But the minute they go to the bank, Simon, and their ATM card doesn't work and the bank doors are shut, they wake up in a hurry, and then that's when they panic.
Too late.
Yeah, but they've done nothing. They've done nothing to protect themselves because they didn't believe. They didn't listen.